here we have example 1, and notice that in example 1, all of these are in base 5. We have to put the notation down here at the bottom if it's any base other than 10. So if you don't see this notation, you automatically know that it's a base 10 or our regular Hindu Arabic numbers. But because we're working in base 5, we need to keep that in mind as we go along. So again, since we're working in base 5, we can only have 5 digits. So the digits that we're going to be working with are 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Because once you get to 5, now you're talking about a group of 5, so that place value would be moving over 1. So in a base 5 number, just like in a base 10 number, our first digit is 5 to the 0, which makes singles. Our second digit is 5 to the first, which would be groups of 5. Our third digit would be 5 squared, which would be groups of 25, and then so on and so forth, just like we did in base 10. Alright, so let's go ahead and see if you can figure out how to add 43 base 5 to 23 base 5, and see if you can get these others, and then we'll come back together and see how you did. So go ahead and press pause now. Alright, so hopefully you did that and you attempted this on your own. You may have gotten a little bit frustrated, but that's alright. Learning is frustration. If you're not frustrated, you're not learning. So keep that in mind. Okay, so we are going to be adding 43 base 5 to 23 base 5. So we'll take it piece by piece. So adding up the singles digits, the 3 plus 3 would normally be 6, right? But 6 is technically one group of 5, because we're working in base 5s, with one single. So we would have one single and one group of 5. Now moving over to the 5's spot, or the 5 to the first. So we would have 2 plus 4 is 6, plus 1 is 7. Well, 7, that's a group of 5s and 2 singles. So we would write down the 2 and carry the 1. Now now we're working in the 5 squared position. So 1 and 0 is 1. So 43 base 5 plus 23 base 5 would be 121 base 5. So I hope you got that. And if not, then we work through it together, so hopefully that will help. Okay, so here we have another one that is 432 base 5 plus 23 base 5. So we're going to do the exact same thing. We're going to start in our singles column. 3 plus 2, well, that's 5. That is one group of 5 and 0 singles. So we're going to put down 0 and carry our 1 to the next column. In the next column, we have 2 plus 3 is 5, plus 1 is 6. Well, 6 is one group of 5 and one single. So we'd write down the single and carry the 1. Now we're working in groups of 5 squared, or 25s. So 4 of those groups plus 1 of those groups, well, that's 5 of those groups. Well, 5 groups is 5 is one group and 0 singles. So we would have 0 singles and carrying our 1. Now we're moving to the 5 to the third column. So one of those groups plus none of those groups is one of those groups. So 432 base 5 plus 23 base 5 would be 1010 base 5. Very cool, right? Alright, now we have the subtraction one. So this one might have been a little bit more challenging if you got the others, but hopefully you got through it. This is 42 base 5 minus 23 base 5. So, and technically you're supposed to say 4, 2 base 5 and 2, 3 base 5 because it's not technically 42. That's a base 10 number. Anyway, but let's go ahead and let's see if we can figure this one out. So here we have 3 from 2. Well, we can't take 3 away from 2, so we're going to have to borrow, which leaves us with 3 groups over here instead. And we're turning that into singles. But remember, we're working in base 5, so we have to add that as a group of 5. So when we add 2 plus 5, we technically get 7 singles. Now we can do the subtraction. 7 minus 3 would be 4, and 3 minus 2 would be 1 base 5. So that would be our answer there would be 1, 4 base 5.